Imagine this. It's a normal Tuesday morning. Nothing feels different. The sun is up. Birds are singing. Everything looks ordinary. You reach for your phone. Nothing. The screen stays black. No alarm. No messages. No internet. You smile. The battery probably died. But then, you notice something else. The digital clock beside your bed is completely blank. The lights won't turn on. The air conditioner is silent. Even the refrigerator has stopped humming. For the first time, your house feels too quiet. You walk to the window. That's when you see it. The entire neighborhood standing outside. Nobody is talking. Nobody understands what's happening. Cars are frozen in the middle of intersections. Traffic lights are dead. Store signs are dark. The city looks like someone pressed pause. Then imagine hearing this on a battery-powered radio. At exactly 8 a.m., every major power grid across the United States went offline. No warning, no countdown, no explosion, no emergency alert, just darkness. At first, nobody panics. Power outages happen. People laugh. Someone says, "It'll be back in 10 minutes." Another person says, "Maybe an hour." Life continues. Coffee is poured. Breakfast is served. Parents get children ready for school. Then, 10 minutes become 30. 30 becomes 60. Still, nothing. No electricity, no internet, no signal. That's when the first signs begin appearing. Across America, office buildings suddenly go silent. Factory machines stop moving. Shopping malls empty. Cash registers freeze. Credit card machines stop working. Inside elevators, thousands of people become trapped. Beneath New York City, subway trains stop inside dark tunnels. Passengers switch on their phone flashlights. For a few minutes, that's enough. But batteries don't last forever. Within the first hour, emergency dispatch centers are overwhelmed. Police officers rush to busy intersections. Without traffic lights, every crossing becomes dangerous. Airports activate emergency procedures. Flights preparing for takeoff remain on the ground. Pilots wait. Controllers rely on backup systems. Every second becomes more critical. Across the country, hospitals switch to emergency generators. Doctors keep working. Emergency rooms stay open. Life support machines continue running. For now, everything still works. But every hospital administrator knows the same terrifying truth. Generators don't create electricity. They only buy time. And every minute they run, they burn fuel. Fuel that won't last forever. Meanwhile, something unexpected begins happening. People aren't stealing. They're shopping. Bottled water, bread, milk, flashlights, batteries, anything that might help. Most people still aren't preparing for disaster. They're preparing for a long day. Nobody believes this could last all week. Nobody believes America could stay without electricity. But they're wrong. Because the blackout isn't the real disaster. The blackout is only the beginning. Over the next 24 hours, America won't just lose power. It will begin losing everything that depends on it. The first 24 hours pass faster than anyone expected. At first, people stay hopeful. The power will be back soon. Just give it a little more time. But as the hours pass, that hope begins to fade. Then, the sun goes down. Normally, this is when America lights up. Millions of homes, skyscrapers, highways, stadiums, every city glowing against the night sky. Tonight, nothing. Entire neighborhoods disappear into darkness. Streetlights never come on. Office buildings remain black. The skyline simply vanishes. For the first time in decades, millions of Americans look up and see a sky filled with stars. It's beautiful, almost peaceful. But something about it feels wrong. Back inside, Phones finally die. Laptops shut off. Portable chargers reach 1%, then 0. In a single moment, millions of people lose their last connection to the outside world. No news, no internet, no social media, no emergency alerts, only rumors. Some believe it's a cyber attack, others whisper about war. Some even think it's the end of the world. Nobody knows what's true anymore. Around midnight, another problem appears. Gas stations. The underground tanks are still full, but without electricity, the pumps can't move a single drop of fuel. Cars begin lining up anyway. Drivers wait for hours, hoping someone can restart the pumps. Arguments break out, tempers rise. Many leave, with empty tanks. Then comes day 2. America wakes up to a completely different country. Supermarkets are packed. Shopping carts fill within minutes. Water, canned food, baby formula, medicine, anything that can last. Employees try to restock the shelves. They can't keep up. Within hours, entire aisles are empty. It isn't because America has run out of food. It's because the food can't reach the stores. Warehouses still have supplies. Trucks still exist. But the system that connects everything is beginning to fail. Traffic lights remain dark. Communication is unreliable. Deliveries slow to a crawl. Then, another silent problem begins. Refrigeration. Across the country, millions of refrigerators slowly begin warming. Frozen food starts melting. Milk spoils. Fresh meat becomes unsafe. Restaurants lock their doors. Grocery stores throw away thousands of pounds of food. Yesterday, it was perfectly safe. Today, it's garbage. Hospitals continue running, but every hour, their generators burn more fuel. Doctors begin saving power wherever they can. Non-emergency procedures are delayed. Every decision becomes harder than the last. Outside, water systems begin struggling. Many treatment plants rely on electric pumps. Pressure starts dropping. Some neighborhoods lose reliable water. Others are told to conserve every drop. Families begin filling bathtubs, buckets, anything they can find, just in case. By the end of the second day, people stop asking, "When will the power come back?" Instead, they ask a much more frightening question. What if it never does? And that single thought changes everything. Because tomorrow, America won't just be dealing with a blackout, it will begin fighting for survival. Day 3. This is the day. Everything starts to feel different. Not because the lights are still off, but because people finally realize they're not coming back today. Hope begins to disappear. No electricity, no internet, no news, no answers, just uncertainty. Across America, grocery store shelves are almost empty. Anything that didn't need cooking is already gone. The last bottles of water, the last cans of soup, the last loaf of bread. People stop buying what they want. Now, they buy whatever is left. Families begin rationing food, one meal a day, sometimes less. Parents quietly tell their children they're not hungry, even when they are. Across many neighborhoods, people come together. Neighbors share supplies. Communities cook meals together. Families check on the elderly. For a moment, humanity shines through the darkness. But not everywhere. In some places, fear replaces kindness. A rumor spreads. There's food at the next store. Within minutes, hundreds of people arrive. The shelves are already empty. Arguments begin. Then panic. Police rush to the scene. But they're already overwhelmed. Emergency calls never stop. Traffic accidents, medical emergencies, missing people, fires. There simply aren't enough officers to respond to everything. Hospitals continue fighting to save lives, but every hour, their generators consume more fuel. Doctors begin making impossible choices. Which machines stay on, and which ones must be turned off? Patients who depend on oxygen machines, dialysis, or powered medical equipment at home face a terrifying reality. Without electricity, every minute matters. Meanwhile, life in rural America tells a different story. Some farms continue operating. Neighbors share wells. Communities work together. Small towns adapt surprisingly well. Food is shared. Water is shared. Everyone has a role. But inside America's largest cities, the situation grows far more difficult. High-rise apartment buildings begin losing water. Electric pumps can no longer push it to the upper floors. Elevators remain frozen. Families climb 20, 30, sometimes 40 flights of stairs, carrying food, water, and supplies. Every trip feels harder than the last. Then night falls again, and the darkness feels different. Without streetlights, cities become almost unrecognizable. People avoid going outside. Businesses remain closed. Factories stay silent. Office buildings stand empty. America's economy has almost completely stopped. Then, another problem begins spreading. Fuel. The country still has fuel, but getting it where it's needed becomes harder every single day. Fuel trucks slow down. Generators begin running low. Construction equipment sits abandoned. Ambulances, fire trucks, and police vehicles start conserving every gallon. By the end of the first week, America hasn't collapsed. Not yet. But it isn't the same country anymore. Normal life is gone. Now every family wakes up asking the same three questions. Do we have enough food? Do we have enough clean water? And how many more days can we survive like this? Because the second week is where the real test begins. By the second week, America no longer looks broken. It looks different. The highways that once carried millions of cars are almost silent. The cities that never slept have finally gone quiet. For the first time in modern history, the loudest sound in many neighborhoods is the wind. Life hasn't ended. It's evolved. Communities begin doing something they haven't done in years. They depend on each other. Neighbors become teammates. Strangers become friends. Food is shared. Water is shared. Knowledge is shared. The skills people once laughed at suddenly become the most valuable skills in America. How to grow food, how to collect rainwater, how to repair something instead of replacing it. Every sunrise brings another challenge. Medicine becomes scarce. Fuel becomes priceless. Hospitals continue fighting. One generator, 1 gallon, one patient at a time. Schools remain empty. Factories stay silent. Businesses disappear. The economy no longer matters. Survival does. Then, week 3 arrives, and something unexpected happens. People stop waiting. Hope changes into routine. Children laugh outside again. Families eat dinner together, without phones. Neighbors who had never spoken now know each other's names. The country has lost electricity, but somehow, many communities have found each other. Then, day 30. 30 days, 720 hours, 43,200 minutes without power. By now, America has changed forever. Not because every building collapsed, not because every city disappeared, but because every illusion did. The illusion that the lights would always turn on. The illusion that food would always be on the shelves. The illusion that someone else would always fix the problem. Then, at exactly 8 a.m., something happens. A single porch light flickers. Across the street, another one. Then, another. Within seconds, entire neighborhoods begin glowing. Traffic lights flash back to life. Street lamps wake up. Cell towers reconnect. Phones that had been silent for 30 days all vibrate at the exact same moment. Across America, people stop what they're doing. Some cheer, some cry, some simply stand there, staring at a light switch, as if they've never seen one before. Because after 30 days, electricity is no longer something ordinary. It's a miracle. But here's the question. Did America survive because the power came back? Or did America survive because people learned how to live without it? Maybe that's the real lesson. Electricity doesn't just power our homes, it powers our hospitals, our food, our transportation, our economy, our communication. Almost every part of modern life depends on something we never even think about, until one day, it isn't there anymore. So the next time you flip a light switch, charge your phone, or open your refrigerator, remember this. Civilization isn't held together by concrete, or steel, or money. It's held together by systems so invisible, most of us never notice them until they disappear. And when they do, everything changes. So, let me ask you one final question. If electricity disappeared tomorrow, how long do you think you would last? I'll see you in the next one.